What's up YouTube, it's your boy RJ and I'm back with another video for y'all. Now we are going to be reacting to Superman vs. Superman, who will win in the fight by Gubz. In my opinion, I think he should have did Brandon Routh versus Henry Cavill because they both recent, so I think it would have made more sense if he did those two Superman going at it. Either way, I think Brandon Routh Superman will wash both of them in the fight because Brandon Routh Superman is OP. His Superman is OP, and ironically, he coming back to play Superman in CW, man. They need ratings over there for sure, but yeah, man, Superman vs. Superman, if I had to predict, I would go with Henry Cavill. I think he's on win this. I think maybe, because I forget, well, I think Henry Cavill is probably, you know, more OP than the past Superman, Christopher Reeves, who people consider the greatest Superman of all time. So, we just gonna get to it, see who come out on top. I got Henry Cavill, so let's get it. Let's go!
The Man of Steel, alongside a handful of other DC characters, have been getting through a rough patch recently with the whole DC extended.
So I wonder which version he's going with, the Man of Steel,
now having been seen on the silver screen, 5 if you're counting the film serial and independent movie ones. Fans around the world are just about getting exhausted of seeing the same characters being rebooted again and again. But anyways,
but Superman need more movies, bro. We haven't got a Superman movie in a minute.
Originals: Christopher Reeves' Superman versus modern day's take on the Son of Krypton. I have to add though, if it isn't clear already, that this video is not meant to argue which actor is a better actor, or bash one or the other. This is purely meant for entertainment with the sole purpose of determining which fictional character would win in a fictional fight. So, saying that one should have points deducted towards the end just because of the overuse of digitally...
So he's going with like all movies versions.
All of this is fake.
Because he was much more established at the end of Justice League with his powers and stuff more than,
with all that being said,
Man of Steel.
I think I have to clear one more thing up. Christopher Reeve had 4 Superman films, whereas Cavill had just 2 at the time of this video's release, Man of Steel and Batman v Superman. But since we are going by the character's canon, we will also be counting in Brandon Routh's version of the character from the 2006 film Superman Returns. This is because his Superman was technically a sequel, or some kind of soft reboot, to Christopher Reeve's incarnation. They're different actors for sure, but they're supposedly supposed to be the same Superman. Alrighty then, time for
I mean, if you're going with that, then Christopher Reeve gonna win then.
We will analyze each of their strength, speed, durability.
Because I mean, Brandon Routh, that boy.
So the first category is up.
I think Henry Cavill gonna take this one.
Part of what makes Superman super is his super strength. Both Supermen have showed phenomenal superhuman strength. Cavill's version was able to lift part of a collapsing oil rig and a rocket ship, and Reeves/Routh's, let's just call him Reeve-Routh for this video, has balanced antennae and stopped airplanes from exploding into.
Oh well, yeah, I forgot he counting that one.
But while Cavill's did lift a giant rocket ship that weighed in at around 82.5 tons,
yeah, but that airplane
was able to lift an entire island.
Kryptonite, yeah.
Visualize what that means. Let's try relating it to the things in the real world.
Yeah,
in an
okay.
article by Stack.com, a human at peak physical condition should be able
to... so we already know who's
stronger.
stronger. You basically kind of made that point already.
203 pounds during filming. So that would mean, in the real world, Cavill should be able to lift around 406 pounds. And paraphrasing what Matt Pat said from the Film Theory channel, dividing the rocket's weight by 406 pounds gives us the amount of times stronger Cavill's Superman is relative to a highly athletic human. Connecting the dots shows us that Cavill's Superman is about
so he giving Roof to Christopher
now for Reeve-Routh's
Christopher Reeves.
The island he lifted was so big that it looked like the size of Manhattan, if not more. According to Thrillist.com, the real-life Manhattan City would weigh over 2 million tons, though the writers of the article included the weights of the place's population and cars and such. But even if you take away 1 million tons from that, that still makes this Superman around 5 million times stronger than your top athlete. That's 5
He should have just did Roof versus
6. And that isn't even taking into account the millions of gallons of water that was still part of the island as he was lifting it. This is presumably near each of their maximum potentials too, as they both put on uber poopy faces as they struggle to keep the overwhelming weights up. So yeah, as muscly and mighty as Cavill is,
Brandon Routh
stomp him in terms of pure brute strength.
Yeah. Speed?
Quickness is
that's hard. I'm gonna go with Cavill on this one.
Especially amongst combatants with abilities that allow them to move faster than the speed of sound. So, how fast are these Supermen?
I'll go with Cavill.
Well, let's start with Cavill again. In Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice, a newly charged Superman
even though that movie was crap, that scene was tight.
51 seconds, which is a distance of about 300 miles. This means that a recently solar-charged Cavill Superman could exceed speeds over 21,176 miles per hour, or 27.5 times the speed of sound. That's pretty impressive, but Reeve-Routh's version was able to go much faster.
Really?
In Reeve's first debut as Superman in the 1978 film Superman, the Man of Steel was so enraged by him being unable to save Lois Lane from death, he was able to do the impossible and turn back time by spinning the Earth in the
yeah.
It took him a while to accelerate to his top speed, But regardless,
I
it was
did not
about
remember that,
0.2
bro.
seconds to travel around the world. Well, the Earth has a circumference of 24,901 miles, meaning a fully enraged Reeve Routh is capable at
I should have remembered that. Jesus, why did I remember
218,000
that?
miles per hour, almost 70% the speed of light. That's ridiculous. It takes about 13 milliseconds for the brain to register what the human eye sees. So, if an object were to ever go past you with that
So yeah, it
by the
looks
time
like
you would've noticed it,
Christopher
you were able to
Reeves,
register
Brandon
it
Routh,
at
they
all,
gonna win
that
this.
object would already be 1,619
They
miles
gonna win
past
this,
you.
man.
That's roughly half of the distance of the United States from west to east. It's no doubt that Reeve and Routh win this category.
Durability. That's interesting.
Dishing out punches is one thing, but taking them in is another. In Man of
Yeah.
Steel, Superman has shown to be able to withstand being thrown through several skyscrapers and managing to walk out unscathed like nothing happened.
Yeah.
Reeve Routh's Superman took a slap to the face and a tickle to the neck and died. Well, he
Yeah.
didn't actually die, it's just... I mean, come on, that's it. And not only that, Cavill's has also survived supersonic punches so powerful that the shockwaves
He's getting
caused
messed
some
up.
displacement in the air around them.
Zoom.
You can
I'll
argue
say
that
it's-
Reeve and Routh
I'll
didn't
say one thing
showcase
about
these
Zack
kinds of
Snyder,
feats
man.
because
That
of
boy
their
know how to
inferior
do action.
technology back then. But this is a fight based off of imaginary heroes, so we're just gonna ignore that. Henry Cavill easily takes this one.
Intellect. I'll go with Ralph.
Pure wit can take one
I'll
a
go
long
with
way
Ralph.
and help him or her escape out of trouble
Well,
at desperate
Reeves.
times.
Whatever the heck.
Both Supermen have shown some sense of higher IQ level in some way. In fact, this is one of the tougher categories, because none of these characters actually seem that much superior in terms of intelligence. I mean, the best thing that we can analyze is that they both almost willingly screwed up on saving the world before.
True.
Cavill quote-unquote accidentally brought the Faora fight from an unpopulated area
That
to
was a
vastly
tight scene too,
populated one
though.
in a matter
But
of
yeah,
seconds.
that's
And Reeve Routh's Superman could have saved everyone from the property damage in the original 1978 film Superman. But out of a fit of rage, he only did the minimum amount of spins to get Lois Lane back from the dead. Which means that a few more spins around the globe, and he could have prevented the earthquake as a whole, warned people about the impending doom, and ended up saving millions of lives. Looking at both of the scenarios in general, they both revolved around the concept of rage. Cavill's character's instincts for his mother kicked in, and Reeve Routh's care for Lois was too overwhelming for him to deal with. It wasn't smart for Cavill to bring the fight to innocent civilians, and it wasn't smart for Reeve Routh
I ain't gonna lie, I
to
would have
take
did the same
back.
thing.
None of it
I
was
would've blanked
intentional.
out.
It was just a willing act of rage that heavily impacted their responsibilities. But being irresponsible for your responsibilities is an unintelligent thing to do in itself.
Yeah, but
Sure,
I mean, he was
argue
young,
that
man. He was
fight
young
is
at
like
the
an
time, you know.
actual
He
same
wasn't
thing.
seen.
But you know what? I don't get paid enough for this shit. If I had to pick who willingly screwed up more, I'd have to say Reeve Routh had the worst end.
Yeah, he screwed up more.
Hear me out on this one. So at the end of the original 1978 Superman film, when Superman had turned back time and saved Lois Lane, he just completely ignored the existence of the earthquake itself. It looked relatively sunny outside, so let's say the time Lois died was about 3 p.m. or so, which means Superman, after saving Lois Lane, had maybe another 9 hours to reconsider going back a few more minutes from when Lois died. 9 hours. He could have calmed down after Lois was safe and sound, and actually thought about saving everyone else. Cavill's probably wanted to get the fight away from the civilians the moment he realized there were innocent bystanders in the vicinity. After all, he did say,
Yeah, but they should have kept that thing going through the
and he did
movie,
save
man.
this jet fighter from getting taken down by Faora. Granted, Superman did tackle her into a restaurant with innocent customers, and the pilot that was saved probably died moments later by an angry Faora. But you win some, you lose some. People make mistakes, that's cool.
I mean, yeah,
Superman
true,
here
but still,
tried
though.
to put people first. But the Reeve Routh version completely forgot about the
It would have been
civilians.
cool if he was
Could've
fighting
been all like,
Zod and he was trying
"Better
to
get on
stop a
rescuing
building
the
or
world
something,
like
and
white on rice."
Zod
That
was
way
like
he
beating
could
him
save
up.
almost everyone else and
You know.
Lois Lane. But now he just ditched everyone else. Seeing how aware Cavill is of his surroundings and situations, and how Reeve Routh is not, Cavill's Superman could potentially use something in the environment that could help him in ensuring a victory in battle. This one goes to Cavill.
The abilities. This is easily gonna go to Ralph and Reeves.
Remember
Definitely.
that island I brought up earlier in the strength category?
That-
Yeah, well, I forgot to mention that massive
Bruh.
block was constructed internally out of kryptonite.
Kryptonite
The one thing
Island.
that's supposed to kill Superman. And the Reeve Routh Superman's absurd powers don't end there either. He has
Bro,
shown to be
he
able to
OP.
rewind time, as stated earlier, throw probably an infinite amount of cellophane S's from his
See, the
S
fact that
logo,
he combining them
suck his
is
memory
kind
clean
of.
through a kiss, and rebuild a wall by merely looking at it. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense to me either. Believe me, Cavill does have a very unique skill set of his own, such as a much higher speed fighting experience, but if Reeve Routh just keeps spamming his cellophane toss, Cavill would probably just end up rage quitting. Reeve Routh's bizarre powers gave him the trophy on this one.
Yeah.
Here's the
So
scoreboard and end
overall, the fact that he combined
Like
Ralph and Reeves, though,
one thing I
man,
barely
that's
touched on is
unfair a
Cavill's
little
fighting
bit.
style. Sure, in regards to speed in general, Reeve Routh takes the cake, but they have never shown to use that speed at all in combat. Whereas Cavill's does in almost every single fight we have seen him from his films. And while he obviously doesn't move faster than the speed of light, he's still relatively much faster than the Reeve Routh fight scenes. This fight could go either way.
I'm telling you, man, Zack Snyder, that boy know how to do action,
A
but
different time. A time where Superman essentially had no
messed up Superman in the process.
The writers wanted him to do just because he had the name Super in his name. Cavill's modern day take is ultimately an entirely different character. One that's
it's more of a realistic take. Injustice.
Movie watching audiences can relate to. Yeah. That's the whole point between these two different interpretations of the character. Reeve and Routh's character isn't meant to lose or be the relatable one, and Cavill's is. So by power features alone, the winner of this versus video is Christopher Reeves and Brandon Routh's Superman.
I knew it. As soon as he said he included Brandon Routh, I was like, oh no. I was like, dang, man, really?
I mean by versus video, I only do mirror matchups from movies or TV shows.
Hey man, you gotta do Venom versus Venom. Venom versus Venom. Well, I think Tom Hardy's Venom gonna win that, but still, you gotta do it. You feel me? So, yeah, man. Soon as he said he was combining Reeves and Routh together, I was like, oh dang, Henry Cavill done lost now. He done lost now. You feel me? You combining them two. Like I said, it would have been better if he did Brandon Routh versus Henry Cavill. That would have been kind of more, I guess. It still would have been unfair, but still though, they still like newer versions, so it would have been better. But I mean, you know, it is what it is. You feel me? So if you like enjoyed this video, make sure you hit the subscribe button and do it, RJ. I'm out.